himself on the other side of the law following the wrongful arrest of a black man that sparked protests in La Mesa. Good evening, I'm Marcella Lee.
I'm Carlo Cicchetto. 30-year-old Matthew Dages faces one felony count of falsifying a police report for detaining Amari Johnson near the Grossmont trolley station back in May. That confrontation was captured on this video, and coming on the heels of George Floyd's death, sparked days of demonstrations. All charges against Johnson were later dropped.
Newsday's Richard Allen has more on Johnson's reaction to the charge, as well as the consequences Dages could face if convicted. Richard?
Well, that's right. Former officer Matthew Dages now faces up to 3 years in state prison. Now, upon learning news of this charge today, Omari Johnson's attorney told News 8 his client's initial reaction was, finally.
Hey, what'd I tell you? I told you I was waiting for somebody to come here. They right here, though.
Hey, bro, you can't do that. I think that it's relief in seeing that something is actually being done and that this is not a situation that's just being swept under the rug.
More than 7 months after the controversial arrest of Omari Johnson near the Grossmont trolley station, the former La Mesa police officer who instigated it, Matthew Dages, has now been formally charged with filing a false report. Attorney Troy Owens represents Johnson.
This does show some sincerity on the part of the DA's office as far as mending relationships with the community and trying to make things right.
The arrest of 23-year-old Johnson, an African-American man, by a white officer, captured on cell phone video and widely circulated on social media just 2 days after the death of George Floyd.
All right, Shalom. First off, I want to start off by saying all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakakadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to hope for light, preaching, spreading truth and sincerity. I'm the brother Tazabah in the Great Millstone Arizona camp. Lord will with another video to edify. And, there you have it. Brothers, remember this report. Brothers, remember this report of this Edomite going real tough on this so-called black man, which is really just an Israelite, whether or not he tries to confess it or not. And this is indicative of the story of Jacob and Esau. Esau hated Jacob for the blessing, man. This is and now he's getting caught up because he falsified the report. Now, how many more reports is it throughout this devil's rulership that they sat there and falsified whole reports saying that Jake did crimes that he never did? Like the elder Yashawama been saying, hey, go watch that documentary on Netflix called Crack. It's called Crack, Cocaine, and Corruption or something like that. Go watch that documentary. It's full of nothing but Edomites sitting there falsifying reports. This is Psalms 58 and 2. It says, yeah, in heart ye work wickedness, you weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. When you saw this cop so-called detaining this Israelite, that it was violent. Now you can see this too, 'cause they got this George Floyd dude with a knee on his neck. Violence. This is all violence, and it happens on a regular basis. It says, verse 3, it says, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. And who are the wicked? You got to understand who the wicked are to fully understand the scriptures, because when you're talking about Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, you're talking about an omnipotent power. Let's get that word for omnipotent. For that word omnipotent. And look at the falsehood of these Edomites. They got Chesare's Christ right there. Falsehood. Because that's not what the Lord looked like. You can read what the Lord looks like in several places in the scriptures, and it's not that. But that's another video for another time, and I hate seeing that shit. It says omnipotent. It says of a deity having unlimited power, able to do anything. Able to do anything. This is what the Lord was able to do. He was able to make a righteous seed and a wicked seed. And we go to Malachi 1, I'll start at 3. This is who the Lord said the wicked are. It says, and I hated Esau. So people say the Lord's not hate, but obviously it says right here, the Lord hated Esau, right? And laid his mountain and his heritage wage for the dragons of the wilderness, whereas Edom saith, and Esau Edom, scriptures tell you Esau is Edom. So that Esau is the progenitor of the nation of the Edomites, which is Edom. It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness. So the border of wickedness are who the Edomites are. They're the people of whom wickedness comes out of, right? You can't get around that. When you think of wickedness, it all stems from Esau, Edom. This present world, Job 9:24, tells you the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. And he covered the faces of the judges. We just saw one of the judges he covered. Yahweh Shai is one of the highest judges ever. He's the highest judge under Yahweh Shai, under Yahweh, his father. And they covered the face of him and made him to look like this little pale-faced devil. And the Lord don't look like that. Now, when you go into the book of Maccabees, 1:1, it tells you who the wicked are. First Maccabees 1:1, it said, and it happened that after Alexander, the son of Philip the Macedonian, talking about Alexander the Great, Alexander the Greek, who came out of the land of Shittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persian and the Medes, that he reigned in his stead first over Greece. Now, when you jump down, it tells you about Alexander's reign, right? So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and his servant bare rule everyone in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon their heads. So Alexander actually had 4 generals: Cassander, Lysimachus, Ptolemies, and oh man, I'm forgetting the last name. Let me get this answer real quick. Let me get this. I gotta bring it out. This is good information to look into. So it's Antigonus, Cassander, Ptolemy, and Seleucus. There you go. So those are the 4 generals of Alexander the Great, right? So it says, verse 7 again. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and his servants bare rule every one in his place. And after his death, they put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. So through these Romans, through these Edomites, the Idumeans, the so-called white men, evils were multiplied in the earth. So this devil is the wicked that the scriptures talk about. Now, he falsified this report. He put him, Jacob. You know, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go about speaking lies as soon as they be born. So these devils are born to be liars. You know? You know? And this is exactly what Jacob's been in the state of. This is Psalms 10:9. It says he lied them. There might be a little more on this. Yeah. I'll start at 4. It says the wicked I got to start at 2. It says the wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. And that was a proud ass act, man, because this devil was fully sure that whatever happened, he would get off. You know, he was fully sure that when he grabbed his Jacob, ended him up, tossing him about, look at him, looking down at him, puffed up, shoulders all arched and shit. Because in his mind, you can't do nothing against me, nigga. And if you do, you're going to jail. This is how these devils think, man. It says the wicked in his pride does persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. Now, here it is. One of the devices that these devils are getting taken in is what? Look, and he's happy. Look, he's got a smile on. He ain't with it. Look, he's happy to persecute you, Jakes. You know? One of the things that's catching a lot of these cops up, these so-called white people up, is what? These video cameras. These body cams. All this stuff is catching them up. It says, verse 3, it says, the wicked boasted of his heart desire. He blessed the covetous, whom Yahweh abhorred. The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not on all his thoughts. And these devils really don't think about the Lord when they do this stuff, because they don't think about a judgment coming after. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. The scriptures tell you you're not supposed to have a false report. But here it is. These devils consistently have false reports. It says, as for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. He said in his heart, I shall not be removed, for I shall never be in adversity. And these devils, what? He falsified the report because in his mind, that blue line that line of tape, you know, the blue line of silence, as they call it, would have protected him. But look, now he possibly be facing 3 years in state prison. With state prison ain't shit. That dude should be in a federal penitentiary. You know. It says, verse 7, his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. It says he sitteth in the lurking places of the village, in the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. It says, and this is how this devil rolls, man. His mouth is full of cursing, deceit, and fraud. Falsified the report, lies on Jake. The scriptures call him the accuser of our brethren, right? He falsely accuses us all day. You know? It says he sitting in the lurking places of the villages. Esau be just posted back in your neighborhood in that police car where you don't know, just waiting for you to fuck up. In the secret places he murdered the innocent, and his eyes are privily set against the poor. Now you just had that Israelite, that so-called Negro cop commit suicide, and what? He's getting at all the murder that happens. Why? Because these cops really do just be murdering niggas in broad daylight, or they'll do it, cover it up. They're the ones writing the reports, so they don't have to sit here and hold any integrity. It says he lieth in secret as a lion in the den. He lieth and wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor. When he draw him in his net. You see. But now what? The days are coming where this dude is starting to get hemmed up. This is Isaiah 14:6. It says, he who smote the people in wrath with a continuous stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none doth hinder it. You see? So it's happening that now this devil is getting persecuted on all fronts. You got Israel, the land of Israel, Israelis getting brought up on war crimes. You know, that's never happened. You got the stuff that's going on between Iran and the U.S. getting brought up in international courts. That's never happened. These devils are getting fully persecuted, and it's only going to intensify. And when these devils get put on the spotlight, expect them to lash out, and they're going to lash out against you Israelites. So Lord willing, this is edifying. Just want to do a quick little lesson on this. I'm going to say, Call Halal Yahweh Shem Yahshai Shem Shalom.